for all you cool cats and kittens. I'm your host.
No, wrong show.
Alright, welcome back to NAC News in Quarantine. I'm your host, Sophia Hunziger.
And I'm Blake, the NAC News intern.
Welcome to our humble home.
Whatever happened to predictability? The milkman, the paperboy, evening TV. You miss your old familiar friends, but waiting just around the bend. Everywhere you look, there's a heart, a hand to hold on to. Everywhere you look, there's a lust of somebody who needs you. When you're lost out there and you're all alone, life is waiting to carry you home. Everywhere you look, everywhere you look.
To start us off, as you can see, we have a new face in the newsroom.
Yes, and our first story is from Wyman and Brewer talking about their take on Animal Crossing.
An adventurous villager named B. Diggity, as Brewer has named him, embarks on a daring mission to colonize a new land. During his journey, B. Diggity meets the once mighty demigod Tom Nook, who guides him on his quest to become a master wayfinder. Together, they successfully colonize the Island of Sauce on an action-packed fishing trip, encountering enormous tarantulas and impossible odds. Along the way, Moana B. Diggity fulfills the ancient quest of his ancestors and discovers the one thing he has always sought, his own identity.
10 out of 10 would recommend.
That was a great story. I never heard of that video game before. The Wheeler brothers really know about the video game world.
Not as much as me.
Oh yeah, have you ever played Animal Crossing?
Well, no.
Point proven. But instead of bickering, let's move on to our next story, brought to you by Mercedes and Donnie.
How the Coronavirus Impacted Sports by Carson Thomas. COVID-19 has made a significant impact on all sports. Professional leagues everywhere are suspending their activities, and not only to keep their athletes safe, but to help limit the spread of the pandemic. The Summer Olympics, which is typically one of the world's most watched sporting broadcasts, has been pushed back a year. Every part of the sports industry has been affected by this global pandemic, from athletes, teams, and leagues to the media that broadcast and cover games. The coronavirus has affected the 2020 NFL draft because players were not able to get their name called or walk up and get their jerseys and have their picture taken with the commissioner. That is usually a memorable moment that players will not be able to take in and look back on because of COVID-19. When will sports be back? Only time will tell, but we know they will be back at some point to entertain fans all over the world.
What are you doing?
I gotta protect myself from the corona.
It's COVID-19.
What's the difference?
You gotta say COVID, it's more official.
Fine.
Intern, you're fired.
Why?
It's just not working out. Keep going.
Anyway, Maddie and Ryan did a story over how the government is reacting to COVID-19. Let's roll that now.
Bring in the new intern.
We don't have any more new interns. You fired the last one.
Oh, carry on.
Because of that last story, this mask is not leaving my face. I did a story over canceled state and national events. Let's watch it. In the outbreak of COVID-19, many state and national events have been either postponed, turned into a virtual contest, or even canceled altogether. Many students have been affected by the current outbreak. A couple canceled state contests that have affected North Andrew students include NASP State Archery Tournament in Branson, Missouri, Missouri FCCLA State Meeting, and Missouri FFA State Convention. The Missouri National History Day contest has been made into a virtual contest. All of this chaos started when the number of people allowed to gather was limited to 250 people in a single gathering, and has quickly dwindled to 10 people at 6 feet apart. COVID-19 is a flu-like virus that has affected millions of people around the world, forcing many countries to go into a state of quarantine where no one can leave their house. the Missouri governor has put out an official stay-at-home order forcing all schools in Missouri to shut down, and with that, all the activities to also be canceled. That involves all sports, organizations, plays, and musicals, and anything involving 10 or more people. Important update as of April 9th, 2020. As of April 9th, 2020, Missouri Governor Mike Parsons announced that all Missouri public and private schools would no longer be in session in person. Because of this, proms and graduation ceremonies have been postponed and or canceled. Important update as of the week of April 12th through the 18th. The statewide stay-at-home order has been extended to May 3rd.
Well, I can't believe school's canceled and the stay-at-home order is extended to May 3rd. This can't get any worse. Oh, that it can. I'm back.
Who let the fired intern back in? Security, you're fired.
I'm Sophia Hunziger.
And I'm Blake Hunziger.
And we're out!
2020, you have been fired.